welcome back. So you've been following along with us on the progress of the 32 with the hood and the license plate and the rear fenders and stuff like that. So currently we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we got going on with the radiator. We've been doing some time-lapse filming on the radiator here as Brandon's doing fabrication and shroud. So we are going to be using, now this is a 32 radiator, so they're not real tall, they're not real wide, they're only like 17 inches wide. But we're going to put an 18-inch diameter brushless fan on this, fan blade and fan. So what we're showing you with the time-lapse is Brandon fabricating a shroud and a mount. This is going to be a combo mount and shroud into the radiator. We're going to do some modifications on the radiator. He's added his own mounts for the grill shell, his mounts for this new shroud. We've taken the lower automatic transmission cooler out of the radiator. We're going to relocate and fill some holes. We're going to try to incorporate some stuff like an overflow tank into the upper part of the radiator, relocate the fill neck. So we got some of that stuff going on right there. That's what we're working on this week. So you'll be following along with us on our time-lapse stuff on that.
Whenever you're ready.
You going?
Yep.
So we interrupt this normally broadcast. Wait a minute. Oh. So we interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you some updated information on the fan shroud. So Brandon here has the heart of the shroud finished, the box. He also has the, what we did is we took a piece of square tubing and rolled it and made this inner ring, as you can see. And what that does is that totally seals off the fan, so now the fan has to pull all of its air through the radiator. It's not going to be leaking air around here. As you can see, this lip on the fan is sealed within the inside of the shroud. So we have some other things that will be going on with this as we continue along, but we just wanted to update you with where we were currently at the moment. So one of the other things that we've gotten done on the shroud here for the 32 is the actual fan mount to the shroud. And what Brandon did is he started with some 020 wall, actually 90 wall, I guess, 3/4 inch aluminum tubing. He has bent it in our tube bender and then figured out the angle that he needed and trimmed it to where the fan, as we showed earlier, fits in the shroud just right. This mounting ring started off as a chunk of aluminum, and we machined all that down, welded the mounts in it to here, so where now the fan motor mounts into that. This gives us plenty of clearance against the front of the motor. You can see the back side there. We will actually put some floating nuts in here so that this will be self-serviceable from one side. And then this unit here, let me walk around here. We're using these Billet Specialties countersunk Allen head screws. We've machined them down a little bit more to make them a little more flush. And as I showed you, that has the mounting nut plates in there, floating nut plates, and that will go, so those will go in like so. When they're flush, the head will be flush like so. Then he is currently, you'll have to come around on this side, working on the filler neck and the overflow, which will be a combo unit. And what we're going to be doing is the overflow tank is going to end up being part of the shroud also, and the filler neck will end up being recessed down in here. This will give us room to get to the cap, and that'll be down in there. So this is currently what he's working on this. It's going to be a really nice piece. And we have some other ideas that will be incorporated into the shroud also. So that's kind of where we are at the end of the week on this unit. We want to thank you for joining us this week and supporting our channel and coming along for the ride. Please like and subscribe, hit that ring bell, doorbell, whatever it's called, if you have it, so you get all of our notifications. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate it.